Hey, and welcome and good morning, good evening, and good night wherever you are. Welcome to another chef stream. Apparently, I will not ever get the intro right on this one. One day, my words will come out in one fell swoop, and I'll do it. But that's cool. Maybe I'll just hand it over to Kaya, and she'll just do it smoothly. Um, yeah. So today we're going to do a little bit of a different thing. So what we're going to do, we're going to finish off with testing libraries in Chef cookbooks because I've just done some of that for the Java cookbook, and I thought I'd share what I did there. First of all, we're just going to go and chat and see how things are going in the DevOps world. Once we've finished chatting and we've got a few more subscribers on, we're either going to go jump into an article, we'll figure that out in a second, and we're going to play a game as well. Maybe we'll alternate between playing the game because the game is quite fun. It depends on how many people we've got online. If we've got a couple of viewers kicking around, we'll try and get you all involved in the stream, and we'll try and get us guessing. I think we were doing vegetables / fruit last week. I think it was.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, so we're just going to do some drawing again because it's super simple and it's always hilarious when Tommen tries to draw a spring roll and it does not look like a spring roll.
Looks like
It
poop.
did not look like a spring roll, but I could. Let's try. At the street, yeah, this did not look like a spring roll.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it did not really look like a spring roll, but it is all good.
we got some pretty
Pre-fight
easy
check.
ones. Sorry, go on.
Hmm.
Sorry, say that again. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna move into pre-fight checks if you were done.
Oh yeah, okay, go for it. Yeah, I'll bring this. I'll bring our pre-flight checks
Sweet.
up.
Awesome. Well, first, if you are not following us on Twitter, what are you doing? That that that's the question. What are you doing? Follow us. We're at Chef on Twitter. Get some really good nuggets of information and kind of keep up to date on what is going on in or at Chef here. Actually, I was going to say going on in the community, but that does not happen on Twitter. That actually happens where community Slack. If you're not a part of our community Slack, you should be. You're missing out on some really great information, some really great collaboration opportunities, and you need to be there. We are.
We've
Go,
I
go.
mean, we've recently just had a huge influx of new people asking questions, and there's a really nice Discord going on there, or discourse going on there. So it's really nice to see people chatting and getting involved and asking questions. And seems like we got an influx of new people, which is really cool. Some people like from the chef community who've never been on aware of the Slack before, and some people who are from the public community who are trying to use Test Kitchen and some of our tools to test their stuff, which I personally, as a community member, actually love seeing this kind of stuff. So yeah, come on board and ask all the questions. They may not get answers straight away because some of us sleep sometimes. I found this yesterday. With, like, hey Dan, can you answer this question? I was like, I can, but I'm currently sleeping. It's 2 a.m.
But like you had the telepathy, so it came into your brain as you were sleeping,
Yes, it
right?
did.
Cool. Yes, definitely check out Community Slack. It's a bunch of great information, a bunch of great folks. We're trying to get our entire community to be represented on our community Slack. So check us out there. Um, we are also hosting a hackathon.
Just some
If
small things. The prizes aren't very good. Don't worry about it.
Oh my gosh, don't let Dan lie to you.
I would lie.
Don't let him
It's
lie.
very cool.
Oh my gosh, so the prizes 15 grand to first place, 10 grand to second place, 5 grand to third, and the honorable mentions. I think it's best implementation or something like that.
Yeah, best implementation, and yeah, there's a bunch of other
There's like
ones.
what? Yeah, iPads for best, two iPad Pros
Yeah,
for the two teams that have best implementation, and then most promising idea. That's going to be four teams that win. Dun dun dun. A PS5. Like, how did we find four PS5s? I don't know. And
we've got some inside people, haven't we? We've got some inside people handed us some PS5s.
right? Like, I wish I could find those
Yeah,
connections. Shoot. Chef is plugged.
yeah. No, a part of progress. We've got some We've got some resources, which is pretty cool.
That's true. That's true. Progress is plugged. That's true. Here we go. Awesome. I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah. I'm gonna just get rid of my child's toys from down here. You probably haven't noticed these, but I have, and they've been doing my nut in. So I'm gonna just kick them through the door and then close the door. So I'll be 1 second.
Okay, cool. That works.
I mean, this happens. Like I'm working from home,
Yeah.
and there are always kids' toys. In fact, there might still be kids' toys on this floor right now.
But we can't see them, so it's okay.
But it's fine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't count anymore.
Doesn't count.
Yeah. So let me just go and find this game because then we can hopefully. Who is online still? Let me see who's followed us on Twitch and see how many people we've got.
You know, Dan, somebody. Oh, okay. Somebody commented on another stream that we had that Twitch is set to emote only.
Oh, yeah, that was kind of deliberate.
Oh, okay.
Emote.
I didn't know how to change it, so I was like, and I forgot to tell you about it until just now.
I literally kicked them out of the door. Literally booted the toys out the door into the hallway with all of the other toys. It's fine. So the reason for that emote only chats was interesting. So one of our long time viewers, DRBD, he mentioned that people have been coming on streams and just leaving profanity all over the place and then just screenshotting it on the chef streams. And then people would just come along to streams and then just kind of deface them basically and screenshot them and try and do that. So what we've done instead is emote only once we've until we're online again. I always forget to emote only, so always just remind me and just abuse me basically. It's fine. Just tell me like,
cool.
yeah,
you gotta show me how to do that.
/ if you're logged into the chef account, / it's like emote only and emote only off.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's the easy one. But the / there's a bunch of other cool stuff on there as well.
Sweet.
But yeah, so that's the reason for the emote only chats. Is this is why we can't have nice things, kids.
Oh my goodness! It's always somebody that messes it up for everybody.
I know, right? All right. So let me jump over to my Slack room a second and go and find our. Where is it? Of course, now I'm in a slight rush. I will not find this.
The game?
Game. What's it called? Where is it?
Oh,
there it is. Found it. Okay. Garctic. It worked really well last week, so let me just go.
Yeah, it was super fun.
Set myself up a second. Rooms. New room. We'll only have 5 players because I don't think we've got that many people on the stream. I can always do 6. And we'll do animals because animals apparently is easier than
than food.
Right, and let's work that in the chat. If you want to play along, I've just dumped the beautiful, thank you. It's just so helpful. Flipping livery stream. If you want to play along, just click that link there. You'll come into the room, and I'll just sit here waiting for a bit. Garctic, let me just go and show you my screen. The idea is all we've got to do is just go and draw some stuff, which is nice. I will share my screen for a bit, and I'll turn us on and off. Well, if it's my turn, I'm turning my screen off because I didn't do this last time, and everyone else got my like. Oh, I wonder what it could be, Dan. I wonder what that glass of water could be. You're like, that's fine.
Is that a 0 or I can't like click it? Like
it would be it's a 0. It's a 0. Let me just paste it into Slack for you.
Please, that would be perfect.
Throw it in the community Slack as well. Oh, user 2965. Okay. And hopefully someone from the sous chef channel will join as well, because I always spam them with all the chats. When I'm on the stream, I'm abusing them as well, so it's all good. Oh,
Okay.
who was XLR? Because XLR was excellent last time. Can't remember who it is now.
I don't remember. Hold on. What's the name?
XLR8. I can't remember who it was. He did tell us last week.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't remember who that was either. Make yourself known. Accelerate.
Oh, I'm terrible. I'm terrible. I think we've got 4 people. We can. Let me just get our notifications. Okay. Okay, let me just start this game. Who's going first? And I will not tell you what I've picked. I have no idea what either of those two things are. That's fine by me. I don't mind losing that one because I have no idea how to draw either of those two animals. There's a hornbill and a Kossoway, and I was like, what are those things?
Like, what is that?
Let me share my screen, and we'll find out next what user 2965 is going to draw. Gerbil.
Oh, alligator.
Go. You're pretty close. I think there are colours picking around somewhere.
Hey, how come I didn't hit?
It's not a crocodile. It's a crocodile, not a alligator. They're just going to colour everything in now. I love it. I love it.
Okay.
Can we give him a top hat too?
How do I spell a crocodile? I'm like not good at this shit. You know what I meant. Crocodile. My turn? Oh no, it was Accelerate's turn. I had like a mental fart. I'm like Crocs.
Crocs. Oh no,
Crocs.
no shoes. No shoes.
No shoes.
What we got with that?
What in the world? Oh, unicorn. Oh no, reindeer.
I have no idea. Oh. Oh, God, what is this? It's got to be like some sort of like a moose.
Oh, moose. That's a good idea.
I don't think it is though.
Nope. Wait. Oh.
Oh, what is it going to be? Oh, come on. What was it? What was it? What was it? What was it? Stick it in the chat. What it was. I want to know what it was.
Oh, I didn't even see this. This one's gonna be easy, y'all. Everybody- I guess I'm like making bubbles and stuff, even though you know.
There's a kid's. Used to have a little book, a bath book for a little kid, and there were fish in it which had snorkels, which hurt me. I'm like, why is there a fish with snorkels?
Oh wow, snorkels. I wonder where the people who created this are from, because they said like you notice little things like it's the turn of Damocus. Oh.
Yeah,
Um. What? What?
close. You're really close. Go
Uh.
on. Where are my arrows going to?
Or what?
The arrows.
The ears, but I'm still
The
drawing.
arrows?
Like, aren't they going to like the little horns? It's horns, right?
No. What do birds have?
Wings.
Yeah.
Oh, 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 oh! It's a wing. What? The answer was wing. It's not an animal.
No, it's not. I was like, all right, I'll take that. I think I draw part of an animal. I'm good with that.
Uh-oh. Snooze, you lose. User 2965. All right, bring it. Accelerate.
Oh, I should have lowered the points to like 60 or something. Whilst we are drawing and painting and stuff, does anyone have any questions about anything chef related or not chef related? Like, how hot is it in the UK right now? And the answer is not. I mean,
Not hot.
spoilers. It's sunny. It's beautifully sunny. I'm like gagging to go outside actually, but it's not that warm. My heating came on this morning. Put it that way.
Oh wow. What in the world? Accelerate.
Ah,
You are not helping. This is not easy. Okay. Looks like some kind of bird.
centaur. Maybe not. Maybe alpaca. Oh
Oh, isn't it?
no,
What the heck does it look like?
not an emu, but I'm thinking or an alpaca. It's got 4 legs. Oh, what is it?
Uh,
Oh, what was it?
you got to tell us what it was.
What's the worst when you never find out what they are? Ooh, Kaya, you're up.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay. Oh gosh, this one's gonna be rough. All right. Oh, this is an ugly one. Okay. All right. All right. All right. So Mhm.
What? Hang on, what?
I know. Okay. It's really rough. Okay, wait. Let me see what color I can make it. I guess. Y'all are not gonna get it.
Right, I'm gonna hide my screen. Oh, what was that?
Oh shoot! I'm supposed to be coloring it in.
What was it?
It was a grouper.
What's a grouper?
It's a fish, but it's an ugly fish. Here.
Ooh. I'm
Ugly
never
fish
gonna.
with a big. Yeah, the thing I was trying to
Cannot
draw
draw
was
this.
like a big ass thing. Oh, what is that?
I've got the colors right, and that's about it.
Dinosaur.
Oh my god, I can't draw this thing. Oh my god.
I've never seen anything with those colors. I've never seen that.
Actually, I've got the colors right. Bang on. Actually. Close. How am I gonna do this? Oh, really close to parrot. It's a really small.
Ooh. I hope I spelled it right.
Yes. You did.
You I got some points. Ah.
It was parakeet. It's really hard to draw birds if you can't draw and you're on a computer. So I think we'll get a 60. Whoever gets 60 first.
Okay,
Which at this point might be me. I don't know. I'm not sure how this has happened, but no.
Oh.
Was it? What?
Huh?
Oh, am I really close?
You are very close. Very, 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 very close. Keep on down that road. You eat these, and they're known to be an aphrodisiac. And come on, bro, you got it. Come on.
Oh man, what is this?
It's in the same family. They're like cousins. But where did you get a pearl from?
Yeah. Yeah, that was not coming in my head. I knew there was a thing that I just wasn't. No, that was never coming.
Yeah, understood.
Oh boy. What we got? Torpedo.
That's not an eel? Oh. That was my only guess. Oh.
Oh, what is this? Oh, hint. How do we that? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my god, I have no idea what it is.
What?
No, I'm not getting this.
What
Oh my gosh, what was that?
was it?
I put in fish and got told it was super close.
Oh, I lost my turn? Damn it! I was trying to decide. I know.
I've drawn this thing very badly. I mean, that's just not like anything like the thing I've been guessing all afternoon.
Oh. Okay, no. All right.
Oh, you click, yeah, you click, yeah.
All right, what? Do some more. Draw some more. What? Everybody's hitting it. Okay. It's not a shark?
No, it's pretty close to a shark though.
What's pretty close to a shark is not a whale.
Have you seen my guesses?
Hold on, I'm gonna go back up. No, I can't go that far.
Oh no.
Oh. Boom.
Hey. It was a dolphin for everyone who's not watched. God, such a bad picture of a dolphin. Oh, hang on. What? I mean, they're quite consistently weird.
It looks like a lot of dogs.
Yeah, it's like a pack of dogs, right?
Yeah, a pack of dogs.
No.
Wow, you got it?
I mean, how? I'm gonna go for like squids at this point.
No.
No.
Let me get a hint. Oh,
It's the pack of something like a pack.
no. Okay. Group of some animals. Is that
Oh,
what?
it's a herd. It's a herd. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah. Of course it was.
Abide user 2965.
I think we're gonna call it.
All right.
I
think it's cool to call it here.
Yeah. Let's call it that. Brilliant. Bam.
That was fun.
Yeah, what reading was that? What was it? Oh, I was reading the Prometheus monitoring readme. Of course it was.
So I
Something
love
wrong with me.
background music. I think this is pretty cool.
It's pretty
Super,
nice. It's
super.
the chill music. I quite like it. Oh,
Yeah.
we've got some. Hey, welcome all the other viewers from all over the places. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You just tuned in to see us drawing terrible, terrible animals. We'll do that probably every Thursday actually, because I just really enjoy I can't decide what I'm doing, and then losing.
It is missing out on my turn. Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, I've got this, and then and then it comes to my turn. I'm like, I can't draw anything.
I can't draw it. I can't
draw it. Like, what is that? It's a horse. No, I can't draw horses. What is that? A squid? Maybe I'd draw a squid if I was trying to draw a horse.
Right. So, like, think about it. Like, come on.
Yeah.
So, what's new in DevOps? You want to know? You want me to tell you what's new in DevOps?
Yes, do it.
I think this is pretty cool, actually. So this is like, a pretty cool win on the DevOps community as a whole. Google's DORA report, which is DORA stands for DevOps Research and Assessment Report, finds that 26% of DevOps teams surveyed can now be classified as elite performers.
How are they classifying elite performers, I wonder?
That's a really good question. That's up from 20% last time, but elite performers deploy code 973 times more frequently than low performers, is according to DORA.
It's how often. So your performance is like how often you ship, how often you get stuff out the door.
Right. Also, though, more than half of the respondents report that they have adopted site reliability engineering best practices to some degree.
Yeah.
So the normalized annual deployment numbers range from 1,460 deploys per year to the highest performers. For the highest performers to 1.5 deploys per year for the low performers. Wow.
Yeah.
So talk about a 10x developer. Have you heard of that concept? I'm sure you have.
Oh yeah. So I've done both. So I've done the deploy once a year because the bit of software I was using, I won't mention names, because it's just unfair. And it's like 8 years ago, so it's probably got better since then. But we deployed one bit of software every year because it took us 3 days to deploy it. We need to do a database upgrade, take all the users offline, do a bunch of and then we would do several runs, if this happens, then I'll do this, and then loads of run books about how to upgrade this thing. It was the most complicated thing I've ever upgraded. I'm glad I did it, and it was great for overtime. But
right.
Jeez, sometimes it was just babysitting a really petulant child. It'd be it worked in staging, and then get to production, and you're like, this didn't happen in staging, and I've changed nothing.
Oh my God.
And that's the program that got me into Chef, actually, because I was like, I cannot stand this. Things being out of kilter, deploying these changes to production once a year were being really stressful because we didn't know the servers are the same. And genuinely, that's what got me into Chef. And that was 8-10 years ago, something like that.
Oh wow, that's a great story. Yeah.
So as a result, my previous job, where was it? It was Ministry of Justice in the UK. We were deployed to production as soon as a kid, basically. And then before that, the Office of the Public Guardian, where I used to work, it was probably getting up 2 years ago now. Some of the applications were delivered to production every single commit to master or main. So that was they would just ship things, right? And we just ship it, and then what's the size of your change? Well, it's a 2-line change, a type change or whatever. So then we just ship it, and then we have huge confidence in the change because it's a small typo change, not a problem.
Right.
Some of the changes were a little bit more complicated to test, but you wouldn't have this really complicated change going with all these other changes at the same time. So just deploy the complicated change by itself.
Right.
The thing is, if that complicated change broke, you're like, well, I'm just going to roll this horrible thing back.
Right.
And that happened once. They had they broke the database once, so they just roll it back, and then they roll the database back, and everything happened. And they knew what they had to roll back because it was the smallest change possible, and that was really nice to see.
That's
The
like,
other products that did go on, sorry.
I was gonna say that's the perks of agile, but continue.
Yeah, I mean, even in the same place, the people who did a deploy every 2 weeks, they had like much larger deployments because they have more developers, but also the much larger feature sets, and then you would bundle up all these changes for the product for 2 weeks, and then you realize how much you're deploying, and you're like, well, that's terrifying compared to that thing, which is just deployed like a 5-line change. Like, I would like to do that.
True. So
and they've got there now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really, really. I mean, it's just less scary, right? I mean, I think trying to achieve to be these top performers it's a bit of a weird thing in story report. Like, oh, you're an excellent high performer now. Like, that's like, you don't want to, like, it's not about the high performance. It's about like not being stressed by doing deploys. For me, that was the thing that drove me to do it.
Yes. Okay, so that is a part of it. I think so from a DevOps perspective, this makes sense. But I can only imagine, like, if we were trying to grade like software developers, like application developers on the same scale, I wonder how that would go. Because yes, deploying smaller bits of code is always better, right? But when you think about like all of these deploys, like I'm like, oh my god, those people had to be like, how overworked were they? You know?
Well, the thing is, like, so if people are shipping tiny bits of code or tiny features or just fully formed features or just turning on and off feature flags regularly, you'll see features come through much more regularly because they're like, well, I've got this piece. I need to open this box and then take a thing out and that's done. Well, okay, so rather than like doing that, like the big change would be opening 6 of these boxes. Smack it in there, and then opening 6 of these boxes and then getting like, and then how do I hold 6 of these pens at the same time? I don't know. How do I hold 6 boxes at the same time? Like, you do that, and then the whole thing gets much more complicated. Whereas I've just got to open this box, and it's good. It's fine.
Right.
Like everything becomes much simpler when you've got a small change.
That's true. Smaller changes are better. Smaller changes are better. I will definitely subscribe to that.
Yeah. I think most of the people, probably all the people on this stream, know that small changes are the way you want to be, but it's really hard to get there sometimes. So I was talking about that one product. It was designed from the get go as if you're in the mainline branch, it's going to be in production, and that scared the Jesus out of the developers first time. And then we had a new developer start, and he deployed to production on the first day, and he was like, "Sorry, what?" And he was like, "Right, I'm good at this. I'm loving this." And he was I've never seen a developer so excited. And then it really enabled developers to get really creative. And they're like, "Well, I know I'm going to write tests for this thing now." And they would write more tests because they don't want a thing into production to be more broken. So they would test things more rigorously. They weren't relying on a manually tested staging environment where you would hand it over to another team of testers to see the UI and this kind of stuff. You know?
Right.
You might still have a UI like staging area and that kind of stuff. So they would have pull request environments and some really cool stuff that we might talk about. We may get them on one day and see if they wouldn't mind talking about their PR environments, because that was some really cool stuff there.
Okay, I could see that. I could see that being a benefit for sure, especially if it helps increase people, the developers writing tests. Now that, like, most developers are like, okay, when do you want me to write these tests? Because I've got like a poop ton of work. I don't know if I'm sure if I can curse. But I got a whole lot of work.
But that's great because they get to choose. So they get to choose to YOLO something to production and break it. And we know who broke it because it was green a minute ago and it's red now.
Right.
Like if we just deployed something and production's gone red, then it's up to that developer. Like it's well, I'm not going to develop it. The team is then at fault. Like, so we've got to encourage people to write tests, but also they realize they need to write tests.
Yep.
Because otherwise the change doesn't get deployed. It will get deployed, but it might break stuff. So they're like, well, actually, maybe I will write tests. And they're not always maybe the best tests, but it's
But
usually enough to like
they're
get them confidence, and that's it. It's like the tests are there to give them confidence and they're doing the right thing. So how do you encourage people to write tests? Well, you tell them that if they don't write tests, you have no idea if production is going to be broken in 5 minutes, and then like they suddenly start writing tests. Honestly,
Absolutely. They write tests, like they
yeah,
write. So then eventually it starts becoming what test-driven development, because you start writing your test prior to writing your code.
yeah, yeah,
That's
right.
what you do. Because then you're like, okay, if I write this test, then I'm sure that this code is going to work because it will pass this test.
Yeah, and so I'm kind of okay with a bit of both. So like if you're doing a bit of exploration and you don't really know what the class looks like and this kind of stuff, then going backwards and forwards that tests, I can kind of understand that. So I will never be like, you must write TDD. But I'm a massive fan of TDD. When I write it, I always feel really empowered by doing it. I'm like, well, yeah, like you just said, like I've got this test that goes green, and then it's all good. So
And
actually, I did some TDD. It's a really good segue into like Java work a minute ago.
oh,
So
sweet.
let me, in fact, yeah, I'll do that actually because this is
Perfect.
the library stuff. Just open this pull request up a second, and it's gone red, but that's not a problem. So I changed some files. We don't care about this because I was undoing a piece of work that I broke. I didn't break the pipeline actually; it just looks bad.
Okay.
So I needed to add some. So Java has a number of different flavors. Corretto is one of them by Amazon, and now we work out the. We want to know like the default Corretto URL. It's based on a version number. So usually it's AWS dot whatever, and then the Corretto arch. So we give, and then we shout out to that. So if it's version 8, then we give this one back, and then this one back. And I'm sure we could have done this a much better way. And then the default Corretto bin commands, they're different based on which version of Corretto you've got or Java you've got. And then we've got some default versions here as well. This needs, so if anyone fancies fixing this, they are a Corretto user, here's a thing you would like to, I'd love you to fix this. This, please, this. I'm going to point towards my Java test. If you don't pass the full version in, we have some defaults. These defaults regularly change, obviously, because version numbers change. And then the whole thing breaks and blows up in my face every month or so. So I need to figure that out. But first of all, I wrote some tests to say, let me just go. So I've got some spec libraries, Corretto spec. So it might be easier if I open up VS Code and I can make this all bigger. I can give you some context, maybe. So I think I'm in, let me just close all the other stuff down. So Corretto spec outputs. Okay, let me just stop that and reshare. Because what I wanted to do is we've got a, that's that, make it a bit bigger. That's big enough. So we've got things for version 11, things for version 15, and then if I scroll down, I've now got things for version 16. So what I did is I copied the version 15 to 16. So I've got all the 15 tests, and then I tested for like things that are related to version 16 of Corretto. So I want to do Corretto version 16 on x86x64, which is your usual platform, and then we've got Arch 64, which is Raspberry Pis run on that kind of stuff, and macOS now runs on. And there's a default version. So I went to the Corretto site, the download site, and I figured out that the latest version of 16 is 16.0.2.1. So I just changed this version here, and changed this version here, and then I did chef exec delivery local, and it will do my usual spec testing. And this will be a very nice, actually quick test. So it'll just. So what I always do local or is I like to know if my Ruby is Ruby and Chef that I've written
right
is correct before the unit tests pass, because often the the Ruby cop will find nicer little find the errors.
So is it like, are you talking about like from a syntactical perspective?
Yes,
Okay, cool.
exactly there. Yeah. So, well, let's blast it through there. So I've got. So when I don't pass a full version to Corretto, I should get I get a default directory back basically. So if I pass 16, I change the directory. If I pass 15 in, I get the default directory. So I can go and break this test actually. So I just open this sucker up, and I go. I'll just rewind us back a second. So I go to libraries, and Corretto helpers. I'm just going to remove version 16 a second. It's not what I want to do at all. Let's try it. Well, that's doing underneath the hood is our spec. So we've got two failures, which is nice, which is exactly what I expect. So the thing I commented out there was the subdirectory, and excuse me while I've got a bit of a cold as well. This default subdirectory has that version number in it, and yeah, so the full path, there's like user lib, Java, JVM, whatever, and then there's a version number in it.
Mm-hmm.
This is the version number we get out. If I don't have version 16 and it's default, then it'll just fail. So what I did first of all, I did this earlier on, was I wrote a test. And I knew which version I wanted out of that method. And this is probably like if you haven't run RSpec before, and you haven't done TDD before, this is the way I'd always do it. And this is also why I pull helpers. And I really like helpers, and I have them in libraries. And hence the name library helpers. I pull them out into this file because I can just do this. I'm going to run chef at all. I just do RSpec spec, and then I get that. So I can just run RSpec against that folder, and it'll run all my spec tests there. And that's really nice because, as you saw, that was what 3 seconds.
Right.
That's to be fair. I could do this with Test Kitchen, and I will do this Test Kitchen later. I did a kitchen test, so I should do a Docker test. But this is super quick. And what I'm testing is like, have I added a tiny bit of thing in there? Because all I'm shipping at the end of the day is a new version of Java. Well, let's say all I'm shipping. All I'm shipping is the ability to use a new default. So yeah, in here, there's a bunch of changes, but the important change isn't this spec, isn't any of these things that I've added. I've also fixed a couple of other things because I'm cheeky. Where is it? The important thing. Also, I was using unit tests, and I can refactor. So, because I only had 3 versions there, 8, 11, and 15, I just use an if and then else if, which would be just, that's a pretty simple thing. I've now got 4 versions, so I actually change it to a case.
Switch.
So actually, technically, I because you're not a developer, it's a switch. Sorry, yeah.
Is that not called a switch?
You call it a switch, which is fine. I don't really care. It's just case statement here because.
Oh, okay.
Case. It's the same thing. It's literally the same thing. Just
I thought like that was a universal term.
I always use case statement.
Oh, okay, cool.
But they're interchangeable. But yeah, so now I do case and I switch on version. Hence the switch statement. So I don't really care. So 8, 11, 15, 16, and then I can just do that. And I've now got an else, which is if we pass in a version number we do not recognize. I haven't got a test for this actually, so I should probably write a test for this. I should raise an error, so I can probably catch that and make sure it raises. So yeah, that's pretty simple. And because I've got unit tests, I was able to refactor that little method there internally and make sure that I didn't break version 8, 11, and 15 whilst I was adding 16 to it. I could have just added else if version.toString 16 full version, whatever. I could have just added an extra line in there, and that would have been also fine and perfectly valid. But this looks much tidier than all those ifs. So
Right, that's true. Like when you get like, what is your rule of thumb? Like when you switch from an if else to a switch, a case.
So that's probably that actually. So if I've got two if elses,
Mhm.
else ifs, it's probably where I decided to just be like, no, this is enough now.
Right.
There's four items in the list. Although now I've switched to a case statement, I've actually then thought actually I should always try and add an else statement. So case when A, when B, when C, and then else, and then the drop through that statement. I always put a raise. Like default is I don't know what I'm doing. Fix it. Who's texted me? We've got a million texts. It's just fine. Nothing's on fire. It's okay. But yeah, it's
that was great.
But it's cool. So this is the thing and it looks like a lot of changes, but it really isn't. So I've added a version of 16 in this, but I've also refactored it slightly at the same time. So logically, I've only really added this and this.
Oh, you're not sharing. I'm gonna put you back over.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah, so and there's a better way of doing this statement completely, but this is super simple.
Okay.
I could totally just do. Could probably just done. Default Croto version is.
Oh, I like how you did that.
Croto and then version. I could totally do that. In fact, I might just do that now. Now I've said this, I've seen this now, and I'm going to fix it online because it's going to do my note, and now I've seen it. So it's switch back to VS Code, and in fact, we'll see me refactoring this code in real time. So what I don't want to do, we want to do is, so I'm going to grab that. So if version.to string PC string is fine. I'll do that in a second, that's fine. So I could just do, I'll refactor this again later on, but if I do that, and then do that. No, I just realised I'm talking. Excuse me. Thank you. And that'll do the job. And then I don't need to do that stuff because these are all the same. So 11, 6, 50, 16. That's it. And if I do shift spec or spec, hopefully I didn't break anything. No, I didn't. It's even quicker now. And hopefully, is there another one I can fix as well? What I mean? No, there isn't. This is fine. This is still valid. This is also ugly as sin because if I don't set a version, if I only pass a version number in,
and not like the actual variable full version,
yeah,
then it breaks.
Oh, if I just. I wonder if I do full version. Is it full version is? Oh, I reckon it's good.
Well, that could work. It was either full version or is this version number.
I think it's that actually.
Oh, else full version. Okay.
That's full version in. So I think what we'll do. If version is. Yeah, because we're constructing full version here.
Mm-hmm. Wait, no. Okay, so the 2 bars, is that or? Because in .NET it's or. So,
Yes.
okay,
If
cool.
this is nil, then if it's evaluates to nil, then it'll do the other side.
Right. Okay. So then, so if it equals full version or that version number, then excuse me.
This
When
is
it's
really ugly.
it equals
This
either
method is ugly.
full version or that number. Okay. So then, case when version is 8, then ver. What's ver?
Ver is what we throw into here.
Okay. No, that makes sense. I'm able to understand.
What is this? What is it? Oh no, it's fine. It was complaining at me.
And then you put ver into.
I reckon if I do. If full version no. Unless full version no. I don't know if this is going to work now. If full version is nil, don't do this. If it's nil, then do this. So I can do. I reckon I can just. So full version's nil. Do that. This is not a YAML. This is not a YAML file. Top.driver. This is a library file written in Ruby. Else the full version. I just lop off the case. I did. I can probably get rid of these now. So if full version is nil, let me do that. If full version is not nil, if someone's given us a full version, then we just take that. Let's see. Did it break? Nothing broke. Oh my god. So this is the wonder of just using libraries rather than having to run a full chef run every time. It should still work. But I'm going to commit that. So here's a refactor. To be simpler. There we go.
Oh.
Thanks very much. I did not. I wasn't deliberately going to do some live coding today.
But it just happened. Like you can't get away from it.
No. So that really gets me. Like I really like doing that kind of stuff. It's not particularly hard Ruby. That wasn't very hard Ruby at all. I'm saying this because Ben Hughes, who's been writing the Grafana cookbook, which if you haven't checked out, you should check it out. There's some really interesting stuff there. So I'm going to switch over to Grafana. and I will not be talking about this soon because I don't understand how it works yet.
Okay,
He's got a
that
thing.
makes
So
sense.
there's a pattern called the accumulator pattern in Chef, and he has designed an automatic accumulator with some really interesting stuff. So in fact, I'll probably share I'll throw the link in the chat. You should have a look at that if you're interested in the accumulator patterns. It's a huge PR. As he said, he got carried away with it, but let's just screen share again quickly. It's a really nice stuff he's done in here, but the thing is it fixes the. I'll just talk rather than share this because I could just wave my arms if I want it. The accumulator pattern, what it does is usually like you accumulate bunches of config, and then once you've got all this config that's accumulated, you then dump it out to file. Problem is, if one of those bits of things breaks, so let's say you've got like HA proxy, you've got a front end, a back end, and some like default config. So you'll accumulate all those things together, and then finally you'll dump them out to file with a eventually like with an eventually thing. If you've got that and you break one of those accumulators, the whole thing breaks, and you might end up with like a blank file on disk. No one wants that. But it's kind of the only way doing accumulators at the moment. Ben has come up with a way on the Grafana PR of basically reading and writing the file multiple times in the Chef run, a little bit like the line resource does. But it's a really interesting way of doing that. And why I mention that is because the Ruby behind that is a little bit. My head hurts actually reading it sometimes, so it's fine. It's okay to have your head a bit blown sometimes, but it's nice because I get to read it a bit more interesting in Ruby, because my Ruby is like as simple as I can make it.
Mm-hmm.
Because the amount of times I write Ruby on a daily basis is pretty minimal these days. So
Right.
I will come back to my Ruby and I'm like, how do I manage this? I don't understand this anymore, so I'm going to refactor it down to the simplest thing possible.
I mean, I think that's like a really good way to go. Like, it's a really good rule of thumb in general, right? Yeah. Keep it simple, stupid.
And with a keep it simple, stupid, I think we're just going to leave it there because I think we've got
we've got another meeting.
I think we've got a meeting, which is cool. But if you found this useful, if you want to just come and join us again, when we're playing some more games, I always love those games. Then jump on the stream, and we'll. I'd love to see some more people on the drawing as well. I will next time set the score limit to 40 next time, I think.
Okay.
Or we'll find a different game. If there's any game suggestions, I am all ears because I love that stuff.
Yeah.
But till next time, thank you very, very much.
Thank you, everybody. See you next time. See you next Tuesday? Yeah,
next Tuesday for more hackathon goodness.
Happy hour.
Catch you later. Bye.
Happy hours. Bye.